Good afternoon. Hey guys, guys, gals, whoever happens to be checking this stream out. So I've kind of got things going pretty coolly. There's a couple of minor tweaks and changes I have to put into place, but I do kind of have it running, which is to say, I think. I'm ready to start moving on to some new things, almost. So you see I jumped day 14. It's actually been a number of days that I've worked on it a little bit. And, oh boy, my camera keeps turning me into a ghost. No, look at that. Now I have no color in it. I don't know what's going on. Black and white today. The world is turning darker. If you're feeling colorblind today, this is not to panic. I will try to get your color back into your vision shortly. Just a moment. Let's see if I can fix your eyes for you. There we go. It was not. It was just an attempt of mine to try to figure out how to deal with this camera of mine, which just can't seem to find. Yeah, it's just difficult sometimes to get the right amount. Ugly, well, that's not helping. I've just been playing with the camera, trying to figure out how to get some color in my skin. I mean, it's been turning me into a ghost lately. I don't know. It's definitely not great at the moment. Oops, no, now I broke it completely. Ah, I'm black. I've lost it all. It's just all gone dark. No, the lights of the world have turned off. That's not right. I don't even know how that happened. I pushed the wrong button. Oh, there it goes. I got color again. Needless to say, that was unintentional. I'm pushing buttons and tweaking stuff, and it's just breaking everything. Okay, so where am I? The sim, the football sim, the someday great sim. So I noticed that when I punt the ball, the first down markers or first down information is not getting updated. So when it hits fourth down, it gets stuck and just goes punt, 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 punt. So I got to fix these. I had to move first down yardage information into the play call or into the play information because I totally redesigned how I'm reading the app, how the game is playing. And I greatly simplified it. It's so much more efficient right now. And it's going to be a lot more accurate. Oh, by the way, I am eating my late lunch of the day. It's 4 o'clock, so that might be my late lunch, early dinner, my dinner. I don't know. So I'm going to put in yards of first down. And is it first down or something? Offensive down? Offensive down. There it is. These are most often, well, by default, they're going to be going to first and 10 after a oops, that's backwards. Yards at first down, it's going to be 1 and 10. And I should probably swap those out. Okay, so we got offensive down and yeah, 1st and 10. Most cases it'll be 1st and 10, but I got to kind of scan through to make sure I'm not delusional, because there are things that happen. Like an extra point is not really going to be a 1st and 10, but it's also an extra point, so it's a special case scenario, right? Field goal is not going to change the 1st and down marker. We do come through with a value. So, but let's see, if they fail the field goal, it's still 1st and 10, because it's just going to be a turnover. It'll be 1st and 10. If it's a punt that is fumbled and caving back, it's still 1st and 10. If the other team gets it, it's still 1st and 10. So what other options do we have? We got extra point, we got field goal, we got kickoff, which is still going to be 1st and 10, even if they fumble it. All the punt scenarios, miss, still 1st and 10, turnover on downs, kick, turnover, rouses stuff to the punt. I don't know how you miss. I haven't got it set up for blocks and other weird stuff on any of that stuff. This is just the basic demo. I haven't gotten around to the advanced stuff at some point. Flamin' Hot Cheetos. No, I'm not being sponsored, but I just think they're awesome. One of the best chip inventions ever. But over the years, I've had a few favorites. I've had the Ruffles Cheddar Sour Cream. That was really good. Doritos, of course. Who doesn't like Doritos? I mean, and then when they started getting hot, Flamin' Doritos, Hot Doritos, Super Hot Doritos, they just kept making them better. To a point. I mean, I guess, I don't know. They have the habanero ones. They're okay, actually. I don't really like habanero normally. Okay, well, back to task. All right, so I'm just sticking with 1st and 10. I can't think of a scenario under which a special teams play would not be 1st and 10 at the end of the play, because a 2-point conversion and an extra point would be a kickoff, which would be, might as well be 1st and 10. I mean, I don't think the yards, it doesn't have any bearing on anything. I don't think those next plays are driven by that. So yeah, let's go with that. Pretty sure my offensive plays have been working, because you can see I get to 4th and 12, so that's working fine. All right, so let's go over here. We'll have to stop. I put new code in, and sometimes it'll work when I rebuild, but sometimes it doesn't. So I mean, when I just recompile. But I have come to the conclusion that it's just better. One of the things I got to try to do is what is going on my phone here? Something weird is happening. Oh, that was weird. Okay. I have noticed that my output was, I want to put a football, or not a football, or well, it could be a football, but right now I want to put something on there to mark who's got the ball. That's the next key element of my goal here. So if you were watching me in previous days as I was editing and creating and doing stuff, I had a lot of code. I had it set up where my game result called my quarter called my drives, and my drives would call the plays. So it was a hierarchical setup. problem is I started running into a lot of issues with how drives are supposed to work in weird scenarios where like you got multiple turnovers. Do we switch back and forth? Do we have the returns or the kickoffs on the next drive? Is that the only thing? It just became a lot of weird stuff that had to be transitional between drives. And I'm like, look, a drive ends when it's a turnover, period. But that means I have to have the rest of the play. So I might be able to count the plays in a drive, but it can't be ownership of the plays. The plays can go on and do other things when the drive ends. So as a result, I needed to kind of come up with a way to do this. And I thought, you know what? I think it'd just be more efficient just to call plays and update the game as it goes. And then we have a quarter timer that's just supposed to set its time and go through. Now, since I've done and re-updated everything, I had a lot of issues. In fact, I was struggling at one point significantly with getting my output to update as plays came in. And that was kind of my constant problem. In fact, last Friday, I was kind of close to the solution, but it would like update a play, and then it would only, I started understanding how use effects work a little bit more. The more you fiddle with it, the more you start to learn. I started realizing that use effects, if you're running code, won't allow the use states to update the code for output until it gives back control. And so I was digging around trying to figure out, well, how can I trigger it to hand over control to another use effect or to another thing, or just stop processing for a moment so that the renderer could update with each play. So I had to stop it somehow. So I was putting in timeouts and promises and other stuff within the while loop that was trying to trigger all the code, and it just wouldn't work. So I did a fair amount more digging, and eventually I came to the solution that, in fact, you can do a thing where you're basically calling a function with a timeout. After a certain amount of time, you run it again. After a certain amount of time, you run it again. A certain amount of time, you run it again, and you just run it on and on and on until your condition is met that says don't run it again. Don't do the timeout bit. So once I started doing that, it actually was handing over control back to the use effects that were trying to get the state updated, and my things would start rendering. So yay me. So I've been kind of working now on a couple of miscellaneous things. One, I was at one point trying to, all my plays are duplicating, running twice. Not really duplicating, because they would run twice and the first one wouldn't like happen. So it was getting kind of messed up. You can see in my output log here that when I run this, so the first time you see output here, it's basically the second time those use effects run. So you can see how they update here. So this is the initial state of those use effects that are kind of tracking the state. But now we're going to run a punt. Now in theory, I should at this point start having it'll come back around, and now you can kind of see that the new team has the ball. They've done a short pass. They got it for 1 yard. Now you see that I have it here. It hasn't been shown here, so that's because I stopped it. It didn't have a chance to render this new play. If I go like this, now it's ran the new play, but now I've got the next play already queued up because I'm skipping past all this. I'm like, it all updates when it does this step, and then I just stop it after it processes the next play. So that's the 1 yard, the pass for 1 yard, but it's 2nd and 9 with 14:28 to go. That's the other thing. I got to format my seconds, because when I get down to single digit seconds, it's going 9. It's just like 14:9 instead of 0:9. So I got to format my my seconds. Now I'm not sure of I wonder if length works, because I know length works with an array, but I don't know if a string value can do it. Again, a lot of my knowledge is coming from like C# and SQL, and I'm trying to figure out what the React equivalents are. So I wonder what's the best way to do this. I think the quickest way might be to just take the rightmost characters and I will try that. To grab rightmost characters in a string. I hope that's as simple, because usually I just take right and then take a length, but that's, again, that's SQL. Slice. My string slice -2. Return the last two characters are rightmost characters. Oh, all right. Wow, interesting. I'm not sure how to do this. You know what? Maybe I'll just do this. Oh, oops. Dot to string. I thought it was to string. Dot to. Oh, there is to string. Yeah. toString dot slice -2. But that has to be this value. This guy. Whoops. Now my biggest concern, of course, is that it'll try to it'll try okay, let's see what that does. It breaks, that's what that does. Okay. Math round, toString slice is not a function. toString slice. Can I do this? Oh. Oh, okay, that is different from what I did not, I would not have thought that was it. I thought it would be like, all right. Let's just ask the question. I always prefer to solve it, but sometimes it's like, if you can get the answer quickly, you can move on. Best way to return single-digit value with a leading. That might be just a number format. That's what I'm wondering. Leading 0. Alright. You can convert the number to a string and add a leading 0 when necessary. Well, see. They're creating an entire function for it? Constant format leading 0 equals num to toString. I am doing num.toString. Okay, so I did, adding the brackets helps. Oh, but pad start would be better. Pad start will do it rather than my trying to append it first. So they're actually just calling a function. They're going to pass in their num. And they're going to get, all right. I think I got it. try that. See if that's any prettier. Oops, we got a problem. Slice is not a function. I don't have slice in here anymore. What are you talking about? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close this thing on Bobber. Go here. I really got to try to see if there's a way to save and build every time I start the app. Let's see if this knows the answer to this. Let's see how smart this is. Project, properties, add pre-build event. I think this ends up updating one of your like project.json or something like that. Go to the Build Events tab. I don't have an Events tab. There's no Build Events tab here. In the Pre-Build Event command, npm run dev. There's a general startup command. Well, considering there is not a build events tab on my build, it's going to be kind of hard to do that one. Build, there's a build command. Command to run on project build. No, I don't think that's it. Yeah, if I go, I could probably put npm run build here, but all that does is going to make my right click work. Unless maybe it runs that when I actually start the app. I don't know. All right, let's see what it says about saving. Bind the task. Save and test. Save the changes and start debugging. The npm run build command will execute before application is launched. The customize launch JSON settings. This one does it too. I figured it would be like there would be update JSON, but how do you set the autosave though? What here is it saying autosave? Command line project HTML environment. Run build before log session present like workflow, but slow down the debug process if builds are not necessary for every change. Consider using hot reloading during events, npm start, instead of building every time. Let me know if you need for... Really? npm start is better than npm run dev? Would not have thought that. Last bite, but it always falls off my toast. Guess we'll see what that does. Well, it doesn't appear to have done anything because it's not building. It's just, it says build started, but it didn't actually run the build, so apparently that wasn't a thing. I should be able to see the output firing when it's doing an npm run build like that. All right, let's see what we got. I won't know until we get all the way down to an output that actually has a purpose. I'm gonna let this go. Wish me luck. So we've got a kickoff. We can't let it go until I see things are working. Pass for 11 yards. First and 10, second and 4, 8:25, 3. We haven't got any score updates. We got a field goal that was good. Oh, 3 points. Both of them? Huh. Let's go. Quarter's almost done. Fumbled. Quick assist, 44 yards. Quick pass, handoff. Ball was returned to the 31. Negative 4 yards run. Oh, things broke. Notice how it stopped. Oh. Game over. Basically, the quarter ended and it stopped. It did not correctly adjust the fact that we were supposed to go to another quarter. So, it's supposed to be another quarter. So my math for quarter implementation did not trigger. I think this is one of those situations where I let the UI, or I let the AI rewrite my code for me, and it broke it. It happens a lot. Trust me. Gotta be really careful about what you're letting the AI do. It's cold out here, man. All right, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. There's just a little bit of a logic break in how my time and my quarter happened. Ultimately, it did its thing, and then it decided not to break, or it decided to break out early instead of ending the game as it was supposed to. So we have a logic here that's basically, we have up here, our whole game runs solely on this little loop here, time and quarter, okay? And then we have this thing. So we have, all right, let's look at it. Time and quarter is greater than 0, and current quarter is not equal to 5. Greater than 0 and not equal to 5. Okay, so that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, it fires anytime, you know, it'll keep going as long as the time and there's still time left. In the event that it's 5, we have to look to see that the scores are not tied, or if they're tied, we'll keep going. Otherwise, we stop because that'll end the game as well. Okay, so the top part is fine. So what's happening here is when we hit the bottom of our quarter, we hit negative. So when our clock came in, there was a point at which we're supposed to reset the clock. And I think what happened might be that it's reset the clock, but it didn't adjust quick enough. Because I have a feeling, so we got down to 1 to -9, which of course broke everything. So at that point we had, if time is less than 0, we were supposed to reset the clock. That's what this guy is. But we get down to time is less than 0, and then we got, if there's game quarters equals game quarter value, it should have gone to 2. So we have time in quarters less than 0 and current quarter equals 4, and oh, this is just saying when we're going to set it to 5 or when we're just going to leave it as is, because this is game quarters, not the current quarter. Game quarters just it's going to be 4 or 5. That's all there is. I don't have a playoff scenario where you can keep going until the game ends. Not for this anyway. All that stuff will be in there, trust me. In the end anyway. So we got, if current quarter is not equal to game quarters and current quarter is not equal to 5, then we should have reset. Something happened that we did not reset, because we did have time in quarter was less than 0, and then it should have looped around with a new set of time. Current quarter is not equal to game quarters, which it wasn't. It was 1. 1 is not equal to game quarters is 4, and current quarter is not equal to 5, which it was not. It was 5. So why did it not reset? Okay, so we have time in quarter. Set quarter should have been current quarter. Oh. Well, there you go. Current quarter is not actually incremented yet. Should have switched over to 2, but that just proves we didn't get there. But oh, that's right, because when we go, if it's less than 0, it's supposed to increment. So we didn't even increment the quarter yet. If current quarter, let's see, in this case it was 1. I mean, I should probably just increment. If I set it before, that would turn it into a 2. 2 is not equal to game quarters, and current quarter is not equal to 5. Then it would have went in there and it would have updated, setting everything to the current quarter. At 3, it would say 4, and then we check and everything. Current quarter is not equal to game quarters. See, that would be wrong. We need to work with the current quarter, but I think what's going to have to happen is we need to increment in here, because that we should have gone in here and we should have incremented it to the next quarter, because set current quarter needs to be changed. Set quarter. Okay. Set quarter is current quarter. I wonder if I should just say +1 here. I'm trying to decide if I want to increment it first or increment it in here. But then we won't get to 6. Yeah, I need to just say +1 here. I need to get to 6th because that's the that's the other end of game trick. But still, I didn't go in here. Because if I had gone in here, my time and quarter would have reset. Well, no, time and quarter... Actually, would it? No, it would not. Because... Oh. I think I need to update my time and quarter first. Because I have time and quarter updated, but I need to know that stuff before I start updating things. Because I passed time and quarter to game state to set it correctly, but it's done before we even do this. I need to fix this. So I probably... That's almost like I need all of this. Huh. Alright, I gotta iron this out of my head, man. Because if I get set quarter going, and then I pass time and quarter in after time and quarter's been set, then it's gonna be... Oh no, I guess game state would be the new quarter. The new time and quarter. And that would be what I want. So it should go up to whatever. And we don't run time off the play that ended before, and then we go from there. Okay. Time and quarter is less than 0. Just trying to make sure before I start twinking stuff. We always have to have that stuff updated. Set timeout always happens on that. So okay. So we're gonna just do this. This has to be outside of this thing. And we could probably move this inside of that like it was. Because if we get to the point where we're doing this, current quarter needs to increment. I guess it probably doesn't matter. Just keep it all together. Okay, so we're going to set our time, update our current quarter, have our current quarter equals +1. Yeah, okay, so now I want to make sure that night I don't have, if I'm using, so I have set current quarter, and then we have time and quarter, it's going to get updated. Time and quarter, so we're going to pass in the new time and quarter to the update game state, which will then update, run the timeout loop, so that we can trigger it again after 1,000 seconds and go again. But we should have all of our information at that point, the right time, the right play, our current quarter will be set. The only issue I have, because on quarter 4 we wanted to say, because I need the current quarter to be the current quarter. So this is going to do this 4 times. It won't do it on the 5th time. It'll have to do it every single time, and when it does it the 6th time, well, on 5 we won't update the current quarter, but we'll be stuck at 5. We'll be stuck at 5, and I won't ever get out because it'll always say, hey, we're still going because it's the 5th quarter. I need this to turn to 6, which it will do if I set the quarter here anyway. No, because we won't go in there on that turn. We'll still hit current 6, but we won't actually update the quarter. Ah! Boo! Boo! Because current quarter is not, it's not live. Or current quarter, this is not remembering this, is all I'm saying. This is going to read the current quarter. I wonder if I should just set current quarter once we get to that stop bot. Because we're on first quarter, we're going to do it. Second quarter, we're always going to reset back to the time and quarter. We're going to do it for 4 straight quarters, possibly a 5th. And then we update the current quarter. My brain. Timing is the issue here, folks. Timing is the issue. And I'm struggling with timing. Okay, so if we're in here, we want to, if I change the quarter to 6, because see, this value here is only alive as long as we're in the function. That's like I don't even, can I even change this value? Because current quarter is, so on 4 it becomes 5. If we go in here, and then we won't come back until it hits the negative again, and then at that point it'll be 6. And we hit the negative. Is current quarter? I have no idea here. I know I've got something going. I know, okay, so current quarter is 1. It's a let. So it's defined outside of the game loop, but I'm afraid it's going to keep staying 1. If I keep calling game loop, it's going to keep calling game loop. So so hopefully we aren't resetting at the beginning of a quarter. When I go around the next quarter, I don't want these should not be resetting. I'm hoping they're not getting called every time game loop runs. Shouldn't, because we're just calling game loop, but you never know how these things work. But if current quarter is staying in scope, that means my update should be fine. Because that is not current quarter, that's setting quarter. So we'll have, that'll change to 5 at some point, but it'll never hit 6. This will change to 6. Okay. I guess we'll just leave it for the moment and see where we're at. But I'm pretty sure this is supposed to increment from 1 to 2. And right now, it wasn't doing that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Hopefully we shouldn't get to game over. I still like the pace. Hopefully this won't hit -1, -9 now, but I do want to see it go in here. because that's kind of important. Actually, I should just stop it when we get in here, period. And then we can set our current play and our play info. Okay, let's do that. So let's stop. Our build never happened, so that hasn't happened yet. All right, let's see how this goes. It's dark in here. Sometimes that bugs me. It just makes me feel blah. Alexa, turn on dynamic duo. Is that better? Didn't really do much for me. Didn't do anything for you. Was that good for you? Okay. We're gonna go at the run this now. Okay. Oh, I gotta get a tracker on here. I'm gonna get a tracker on here next. Once I get this thing kind of running through a game, I'm gonna go put on something to let you know who has the ball. Have the ball going back and forth. Just so you can see progress, see things happening. I still want to figure out how to move a football down the field. I got to get a football in there. 3 gains, 6 yards, 4-yard loss, punt, boom, 6 yards, -4 yards, incomplete. Hand off to 1st and 10, touchdown. Oh, the extra goal. Oh, we're moving down the field. I can't keep up though. It's moving too fast. 14, 42, 40. Oh, it did go to 007. That worked. Oh, 10-10. Well, okay, so something went wonky there. Somehow they got 10 and they both ended up with 10. So that was not right. I'm getting double scores going. Let's pause this puppy, see if I can go back and see what happened. Okay, so let's just let it run. I want to see it get to the next quarter. 3, 2, 2, 152, 120, 117. Quarter's almost over. 45, 13, and oh, we're in here. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right, so we got F10. All right, so we're in here. Now we should go in here. We did. So we set time and quarter to a bigger number now. And then we set the current quarter to 2. Yeah, that's right. And then we just go ahead and run out there. And we go. So current quarter, next time we see it on the loop, should say 2. Let's see how that works. Oops. What happened? Oh, I'm doing F10. Arrgh. Stop that. All right, so let's go back here. Let's go ahead and put a break right there. Actually, let's do it right there. I just want to see what current quarter showed up as. It is. It stayed as a 2. Very good. Okay, so we're okay. We switched over to 2. Current quarter now says 2, and it says 15 minutes because we haven't burned any clock time yet. So now if I continue to run, it should do it again. But let's see how we're going. See, we're getting scores on everybody. That's not good. Everybody's scoring together. That's not right. But let's... Oops. What's going on? Oh, I have to take this off or I'm going to drive myself bonkers. What's happening, man? 7, 13, 15, 9, 11 yards. Okay, we're giving everybody points. I score, you score. We all score. Yay! Touchdown. Who got the points? Nobody? Wait, what? Wait, what? Nobody got points? All right, well, we're going to clock, and we're moving the downs. Field goal, kickoff. We're moving. We're doing a lot of stuff, but points aren't assigning. anymore. Okay, so we're close, but we're obviously marking our scores wrong. So I gotta go look at my score calculator. Where did I put my score calculations? Calculations? Kickoff. Somewhere here I have score calculations. Oh, right here. Okay, so. Oh, this is another one where I think the. Oh, it did. All right, team 1 total score. Team 1 total score equals the previous total score plus, if team 1 is the one with possession, we get anytime play info points scored is greater than 0. Or if it's greater than 0, add that to the score. Otherwise, it's 0. If, however, it is team 2's turn, team 2 has possession, not team 1, the other team, and it's less than 0, they get play info points. Play info dot points scored. Or 0. Okay, so that means it's going to be positive. If it's less than 0, it means it's a -2 or a 6 if they're not the team with the ball. Okay, so that's correct. And team 2 is set up the same way too. If previous team with possession. So if the next play comes along, so if they field goal kick, they're still the team with possession. We haven't changed it. Play info point scored greater than 0, then they get it. They get the point scored. It's going to add on to the team 2 total score. If the previous team 2 total score, the previous team 2 total score plus, if they're the team with possession, they get a positive score. If they're not the team with possession, they get the negative score turned positive. Otherwise, it's 0. Yeah, what is going on? Why are my scores coming out weird? I feel like I'm setting the wrong one, but I don't see. I mean, it's team 1 and team 1 getting set, team 2 getting set. They're obviously both getting set. They're just getting all the points. So, what's happening? Could be my points are not getting reset, and it goes to the other team, and the other team has it. I don't think they're just scoring right back at each other. All right, so what I need to do is do a conditional break. I need to do a conditional break that says whenever let's do a break here. We'll do settings, do conditions, play info dot points scored is not equal to 0. And we'll do that. And I should probably, honestly, I should probably break before so I can see what happens in the thing. Because you can't really step in here, I don't think. I'm pretty sure you can't step in here. It'll say, nope, sorry, man, we're not doing that. You kind of get the whole bit, but I'm pretty sure you don't get a step in there. Okay, let's see if we get any scores. Oh, what happened? Point scored, 3. Okay. Field goal. All right, so we got team with possession. It's team 2. So if it's team 2, then this team should get nothing because it was a field goal. So this should basically still be whatever team 2's total score was, which was 13. It stays 13. This team's 2 total score should be, oh, it says 17. Wait, how does 13 and 3 equal 17? How did I get to 17? What? Total points scored, 3. I think I'm going to do a different kind of logging here on some of these things. It's time for me to start cleaning up my log and only catching the things that really... I mean, I guess this isn't that many plays, but it looks like a lot, I suppose. Points scored, 6, and then 1, that's 7. All right. Then we got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we got a lot of zeros, not a lot of points getting scored, which is usually the case because this I think I have my odds a little discouraging set to be bad for the other two teams. They struggle to get positive yards. That's why there's so many negatives and punts. But they did do a kick, it looks like. The field goal attempt from 26 yards is good. Awesome. And I don't think they moved the ball that far, to be honest. I think they got 4 yards. Yeah, there was a lot of like short yardage plays, but it's kind of like these guys are getting sacked and negative yardage so much that they end up punting and giving the team the other ball on their within field goal range, and they only have to go a couple of yards before they kick. How long was that kick for? It says it's only a 26-yard kick, so they didn't have very far to move. Yards on play 1, yards on play 1, yards on play 4. Must have been a really bad punt. Yards on play 1, 4, 4. Quick pass for 4, quick pass for 4, quick pass for 4. Wait a minute, how are we doing so many quick passes for 4? Handoff for 1. I'm not totally sure things are working. I say that because I'm looking at these numbers going, why aren't these matching? Because look, I have a yards on play 4, quick pass for 4, but then underneath it says short run for 1, handoff for short gain of 1 yard. Oh, that's the next play. Oh, okay, and then the previous play was a punt. So we went 4, 4, 1 field goal. That's about right. Gained about 9 yards on the drive. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay, well, I got my 1 hour in. I'm going to take a break. I will come back soon, today or tomorrow. Till then.